Bombshell revelation in BC politics this morning. Mike Harcourt, the man who led the BC NDP to power in the 1990s, says he is no longer a member of the party. And this is no April Fool's joke. Joining us on the phone now is Mike Harcourt himself. Good morning, Mr. Harcourt. Nice to talk to you.
Good morning, Sophie. It is a lovely day.
Well, you know, and one of my first reactions when I read this story about you leaving the NDP is it an April Fool's joke? But you're serious about this.
Yeah, I let my membership lapse at the end of last year. I think a combination of factors over the last few years finally did me in.
Well, what were the decision?
Well, in 2009, you remember the campaign was to axe the carbon tax, which is the backbone of any climate change policy. And David Suzuki and I and other people that are concerned about that issue had to come out publicly and attack that position. And then right after that, foolishly, there was a coup against Carol James, and that really, I was quite angry about that. Mm-hmm. And then I think the strike three and you're out was when Adrian Dix came out and said he wanted to kill Kinder Morgan without even letting the process conclude itself.
Right.
So after alienating the people that are concerned about the environment and climate change and doing a terrible deed to Carol James, and then coming out saying to the 150 communities and working people in this province, or against people who live on natural resources, it was too much. So I just said, that's it, I'm gone.
Have you joined any other party, Mr. Harcourt?
No. I'm an independent sustainability Democrat, enjoying my free citizenry and a couple of grandkids that arrived 3 months ago. So I'm off doing other things now. Well,
congratulations on the grandchildren.
Thanks.
Listen, I mean, look at the plight of the NDP, particularly the failure in the last election. What do you think is behind the problems and the obviously the lack of leadership right now? I mean, they're looking for a new leader, but what do you think needs to turn this around for them?
Well, three things. One, leadership, a good, strong leader. Two, a vision that's relevant to the province that balances economic and environmental and social values that British Columbians hold. And three, a talented team that can form a government caucus and a cabinet and govern this province well.
I think that the NDP has strayed from its roots. I mean, there's that debate that there's a faction in the party that wants to not branch off, but be more progressive or more modern or whatever it is, and then there's another faction that says they want to stay with whatever the roots of the NDP were.
I don't think that's it. I think the Environment and Jobs Accord that we fashioned in the 1990s that brought Jack Monroe and the woodworkers together with a number of the environmentally committed people in the province, First Nations, led by George Watt, and a whole series of strong Aboriginal leaders. It allowed us to end the war in the woods. You remember how desperate things were at the beginning of the 1990s? Well, we were able to put together a broad-based vision that balanced really strong environmental values of British Columbians with people wanting to work and be entrepreneurially successful and develop in a sustainable way that this great province of ours.
Are those conflicting visions today?
With the coming out against the tax, the carbon tax, and now coming out against people working in resource industry. So I just, until they get back to that balanced approach, I think the NDP is going to struggle.
All right, Mr. Harcourt, you let your membership lapse last year. Is there a chance you might find your way back to the party that you once led?
Well, being an old lawyer, I don't know whether it's a trial separation or a decree absolute.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Mike Harcourt on the line from Vancouver this morning. Nice to talk to him again.